Hi guys, and welcome back to my little corner of the universe. Today I'm going to be talking about why I love being alone and why I'm at a stage in my life where being alone and protecting my peace is just kind of the chapter and journey I've decided to take right now. I feel like I say this all the time, but I'm very big on reflecting on my life and the last 10 years specifically, and just how much has changed, how much has shifted in my life. And I just want better for myself, and I want to make sure that I am surrounded by the best people and people who, bring out the best in me and protect my peace. And I just when I'm out and about, in public or at work, it is very hard for me to have surface level conversations. I very much am at a point where I want to connect with people and have deep conversations, but I feel I'm just not putting myself in the environments where I'm going to meet those types of people. And it's hard for me to be around people that have no self-awareness at all, or have never done any sort of inner work or self-reflection, because it's you're this big old age, what do you mean you've never reflected on your life or looked at yourself in the mirror and really was why am I the way that I am? I question that all the time. I'm what has led me to this point? And I am very much quality over quantity. I used to have a lot of friends, was in a lot of different groups, was the floater friend, could hang out with anyone and be a chameleon, but I don't want to do that. I just want to be at peace. I want to have deeper connections, and right now that's just not in the cards. So being alone and continuing to work on myself and reflect and bring myself a sense of peace so I can put myself out there in the best light is just where I'm at. And I the more that I get to know myself and what I like and what I don't like, and the more I value myself as a person, the less I'm less tolerant of one-sided friendships. And I want the people in my life to value me as much as I value them, and also value myself. And I want people to pour into me in the ways that I pour into them. And for most of my life, I've just kind of poured into the wrong people, and I've given a lot of people chance after chance, and it really hasn't gotten me anywhere. A lot of great lessons, and now I have different standards for who I allow into my life. But I see even people in my life now, I see what they're doing with their other friends, or they're traveling or doing whatever. And I have people in my life who I've lived where I'm living now for 5 years, and I have some of my closest people in my life who have never been to this location. And anytime I've seen them in the last few years, I've always had to go out of my way and go to them. And it's why? Why do I keep doing that? So it's all right, I'd rather just be alone and just wait for those connections, and pour into myself and get to know myself more, and weed out the people who are no longer for me. And when I used to travel for my job, I traveled for 5 years. I always when I was traveling, I was forced to be alone. And I prefer being alone, but there were points where I was I just wish my friends were here, or I had friends here, and things would have been different or better, or when I did have people visit. But I would go to lengths to stay connected to people and to reach out to people. And whenever I was back in between assignments, like I would go visit people, and again, like pouring into others without it being reciprocated. So like now I just prefer being alone, and I am like doing things that I did as like in my like childhood. Like I've been making beads again, and gardening, and just like doing things for me, and just like getting to know myself more, so that way when the time does come where I'm like ready to reconnect with people and like meet new people, that I'm like, I know exactly what I want, and I know that like I have my boundaries and I have my standards, and I'm going to be able to pour into these like new friendships, and just have like mutual respect and like care for other people, and like take my healing journey into community instead of just like kind of doing it solo. And it feels really good to just like be at this place where I'm like comfortable being alone, and comfortable like doing things for myself, and like knowing that I am going to have like these connections that I want, because I'm like open to it. And for a while I was not really open to that. I was like closed off because I have poured into the wrong people, and like let the wrong people see like the innermost parts of me. And like back when I was like not aware of how like energy leaking, and like like how being around the wrong people can like really affect like your mental status. And so now that I'm like fully aware of that, and like I know how detrimental it can be to have the wrong people in your life, I know that not all people are like that, and it's okay to like open myself up to like new connections and community. And like, yes, right now I prefer being alone and like doing things for myself. Like I know that one day like I'm going to be in a community of like-minded people, and this whole journey is going to make sense, and I know I'm going to like value this like time period in my life where I'm just like focused on me and the whole self-love of it all. So that is it for today. Thank you for listening, and thank you for being here, and I will talk to you soon.